The seated dumbbell shoulder press. First of all, the bench setup. You never want the bench seat upright like this. I don't know who set it up like this, so that's something you don't want. If you want to come to the side, you'll be able to see. What you want to do is you want to put it at a slight incline. So that seems about right for me. I'd probably even have it one more down, but as I can see over here, it's just going to be too much of an incline. So that's fine over there. And the seat, I think that's slightly turned up a little bit. Yeah, that's correct. And I'll show you the reason why. If I sit down now and I kick back in and I kick the dumbbells up, I'm ready locked in. If the seat was flat and the bench was too upright, I'd be doing this. I'd be falling off the bench. I've done this explanation on TikTok and Instagram quite a few times. So if you're a bit unsure about it, you can find it there, but I'm pretty sure I've explained it well enough over here. So feet always planted. The seat needs to be a slight bit of an incline over there, and the same with the back pad, needs to be a little bit of a decline. And that is pretty much the setup that you need. Now, because this is an exercise for me personally that's always done second in a workout, I'm already relatively warmed up. So if I say today I'm going to do 40 kilo dumbbells, I would normally pick something that's 50% of that just to do the first working set. So that, for 50% of that, is going to be 20 kilos. So I'll get the 20 kilo dumbbells, and there is a technique over here to kip up the dumbbells. So you want to sit down, pretty much the same as if you were doing flat bench or incline bench dumbbells. Kick one up at a time, rest it on your shoulders, and then from here you'll be driving up. Now today the workout is 3 sets of 10, so I'm going to warm up with 10 here. Remember what I've said when it comes to dumbbells and barbells, whatever the workout is, always try and work within that rep range. So if the heavy set today would have been 5 sets of 8 as an example, then I would have only done 8 repetitions as a warm-up. So I've done that, I'm relatively warm, I can go straight into my first working set. But that's just me personally. I've been doing this a very long time. If you come, you feel like you just need to do another set, then what I would do is I would use the same weight again. And let's say your heavier sets today, we're going to be doing 4 sets, or sorry, today's 3 sets of 8 reps. You can actually do exactly the same weight for 4 repetitions, but a little bit faster. So let me just show you what that looks like. So for those people that feel like they're just not warmed up enough, what I'd do is I'd get the same weight again, which is going to be 50% of my working set. I'd get these up, and I'm going to do fast 4 reps. Okay, so I'm getting myself switched on. I'm letting my body know what's to come. The weight's about to get heavy. We're about to go to 30 kilos, about to go to 40 kilos. So I want everything to be switched on. So I know that when I get the 30 kilos, it's going to be a little bit slower. So just to program your mind, sometimes it's a benefit, or it's actually better to get the lighter dumbbells and just go for that speed. Build that speed up, ready, get your muscles primed. It's like ramping your muscles up ready for the heavy sets. Remember what I always say, we're not chasing fatigue, we're chasing performance. So if we can explode out with dumbbells and barbells before we go for the heavy weights, then our mind's already programmed that this is what's about to happen. We're already switched on. We're ready for the fucking big sets. Rest period when it comes to dumbbells, I would say, depending on how heavy you're going, 3 to 5 minutes. So I now know my next weight is going to be 30 kilos. Relatively easy for me to do that. I'm going to go again, 8 repetitions. It's been about 2 minutes now, I think. I can go straight in, grab the dumbbells. Almost dropped it there. So yeah, if you're training with a training partner, get him to grab one of the dumbbells. It's always safer. Or bring one of the dumbbells, one at a time, each close to the bench. Put them on your thighs, and then you can kip them up a little bit easier. So I'm sure I'll get you in the next set over here. But when it comes to range of motion, we're not cutting short on range of motion. You don't want to be going like everyone thinks, 90 degrees. I think that's what the 90-degree angle is, yeah. And they're looking at the ears in the mirror. This is what we're going to be going. You don't want to be doing that. Make sure you're flexible enough. Build enough flexibility in an extreme, exaggerated range of motion. A rule of thumb for shoulders or for dumbbell presses, you should be able to touch your shoulders every single rep. So I always do that. And sometimes if you're going for a really heavy weight, you can even rest the dumbbells on your shoulder. Get ready from there. Get somebody behind you to load your shoulders up. Keep them up at the start, and then you're in the motion. Then you can start and continue with your set. What I don't like is when you're spotting somebody and someone says, can you pass me the dumbbells at the top? There's so much fucking around. Think about it. You're sat down, you've got one dumbbell here, or someone's passed you a dumbbell there and they pass you a dumbbell there. You're trying to shuffle around, you're trying to find a position, and it's not a bar. When you're doing a bench press or an incline press and you take the bar out, everything methodically, everything's switched on. Right, you know the bar's there, I'm gonna come down, I'm gonna press up. Everything is fucking accurate to the millimeter if you think about it. But when it comes to two people passing you two different dumbbells, one guy's over here, one guy's this high, one guy's 6'5", one guy's 5 foot, this is going on, that's going on, and you're already up there. Sorry, yeah, if you're up there, it's all fucked. But if it's down here, you've done all your shuffling around, you've done all your fucking wiggling, you're locked, you're set now, you know where your elbows are, you know where your shoulders are, everything's fucking fixed in position, and then you say to the spotter, right, first rep, help me with my elbows. He's gonna help you with your elbows. Now you're in the fucking range, you're locked in now, everything's fucking switched on. So please, please, stay away from passing the dumbbells or getting somebody to pass you the dumbbells at the top of the fucking rep. It's horrible to see. I've seen so many injuries happen from that kind of range of motion. It's too fucked up. I don't understand why people do it. It's completely wrong. Sit down, get everything set from the bottom, and then press up. So now I'm gonna do 40 kilos on my own. This is another one where people on fucking Instagram and TikTok say, oh, I bet you can't do it fucking 40 kilos. Now, I'm not doing it to brag. It's just a fucking working set. So I'm gonna do 40 kilos, keeping them up on my own now. So this is the 40 kilos now. I fucking hate picking these up, to be honest with you, but it's gotta be done. So I don't lift nowhere near as heavy anymore now that I train on my own. So this is the best way to get these set up at the start. I come off the bench just a little bit, just on the first fucking rep, I come off the bench a little bit. Here's how to do it safely. Kick one up, kick the other up. Right, now I'm in position, press up. I think that's 8. So what I was trying to mention is this is where you want to be, about there. And you can rest them on your shoulders, press up. There you go. See, I'm nice and relaxed here. I could hold that for at least another minute. So even though my set's over, I can still hold it. And what I'm trying to prove over there is you need that flexibility in your shoulders. What you don't want to be doing is coming down to where you think you need to be coming down to. And then what's going to happen is when you do go past that, even a slight bit, even a millimeter off here and there, you're going to fuck up. Your shoulder injury and all sorts is going to happen. If you fuck your shoulders up, or you'll get your shoulders injured, you're fucked. So remember, always put your dumbbells back. I just mentioned there as well, when it comes to dumbbells, I always like to look in the mirror, and the cameraman, it's all right, don't worry about it, stood right in front of me. So it was hard for me to gauge where I was, but it's okay, doesn't matter. I still know in my mind that I was doing the full range of motion. But the point I was trying to make there is, stop cutting short on shoulder ranges of motion. Don't think that this is fucking dangerous. This is not dangerous. That was only 40 kilo there for me. I could hold it there and lower, stretch into those ranges of motion. Hold the weight in those ranges of motion. Train with a full fucking range of motion. Don't be cutting your reps short. I see so many people, especially when it comes to benching or incline benching, I can't touch my chest, or it's not effective to touch your chest. Of course it fucking is effective to touch your chest. You can't do it because you're not flexible enough. And what happens when you're not flexible enough and you just go past that 1 millimeter range of motion that you're not able to do, snap. That's what fucking happens. Most people at the end of their rep, I mean, that was pretty hard for me. That wasn't fucking easy. It was relatively hard. I did 8 repetitions. At the end of the fucking set, at the end of the set, I was still able to hold it. And if somebody challenged me, I could have easily held it for another minute. The point I'm trying to say is, I know that's safe for me because I've trained in that range of motion for a fucking very, very long time. I know what's safe. So make sure what you're doing is comfortable. You should be good at fucking training. If you do this every single fucking day, you should be an expert in the fucking gym. Think about it. If you go to something, or you go anywhere, or if you draw every single day for 2 to 3 hours, how good are you going to be in 15, 20 years? I've been doing this for 20 years. Longer than 20 years, actually. I'm a fucking expert. I know exactly what I'm doing in this fucking field. Think about that for a second. A guy who's been training for 20 years should be an expert. So if there's people out there, I said should be an expert. If there's people out there for 20 years and you can't sit on a fucking bench at the end of your set and hold the dumbbells, one of your, a very heavy weight at the bottom, just to make sure you're not going to get injured, you're not completely fucked. Yes, I'm not training to fail you no more. That isn't my purpose. But the point I'm trying to prove over here is you still should be able to hold it in that range of motion. Those people that are cutting short because, oh, it's not effective for the muscle, absolute bullshit. There's so much more to life or in the gym than building muscle. Longevity, keeping healthy, making sure your joints are good, making sure you can do this for a very long time. I'm not here to have a physique that I did when I was 18, 19 years old. I've had this physique for almost 20 years, exactly the same, hasn't changed one bit. I've gone a little bit lighter. I was a little bit heavier back then, but that's the only thing that's changed. Everything else is exactly the same. Sometimes I'm a little bit leaner when I wake up as well, especially when I'm in a hot country. Other than that, everything stays exactly the fucking same. So I'm gonna do one more set here now. Now this is just for demonstrating purposes. If I had a client, obviously I would tell them 3 sets of 8, stick to the same weight. I'm nowhere near that fucking strong right now. So I'm gonna do, I might do 45s. I haven't done this in a very fucking long time. I think I'm gonna do 45s just to see if I can keep them up on my own. And so this is the 45. I don't even think I fucking shook with these anymore. Never mind do the fucking shoulders. But I'll have a go, 45 kilos. See if we can get these up for the camera on my own. Just make sure you can see the 45s, Dux. make sure they see the 45s.
Get that in.
You see the 45s, yeah? Make sure I see the 45s before anyone calls me out and says, oh, you can't do the weight. Yeah. Fuck them. Right, let's have a go. See if we can do a couple of reps on this. Okay, nice and easy. There you go. So, no one spotted me there. It was very easy to do. I didn't want to max out. I'm showing off a little bit, but I just wanted to prove to myself that I can still do it. So that was 45 kilos there. I think I did 5 or 6 repetitions. Make sure at the end, always put your weights away as well. So no one's in front of me, make sure. Throw these on the floor and roll these down to this long ass dumbbell rack. Okay, so at the time, I was gonna do the 50s. I wanted somebody to pass me them up, or even the 45s. If someone passed me the 45s, that would have been great as well. Nobody really in the gym at this moment in time for me to trust passing me those dumbbells up. So I didn't. I went against it. It was in my workout. I wanted to go a little bit heavy, but the 45s is the best I could keep up on my own. I could have possibly done the 50s, but I haven't done this exercise in fucking months. I'm doing a demonstration for you guys on fucking YouTube. So hope you fucking appreciate it. That was 45 kilo dumbbells there, just to prove that I can't really go any heavier than that right now, but I can still keep up those dumbbells. That's my point I'm trying to say. So there's no excuse for it. If you are going through a very, very heavy strength cycle, get a fucking training partner and make sure you use the same guy every single time you're at the gym. So he knows what you're doing, you know what he's doing. Do not be doing maximum weights. Like that was relatively heavy for me, really heavy in fact. I'm not gonna just get a random guy in the fucking gym and say, oh, by the way, mate, can you keep these dumbbells up for me like this? With chest, it's a little bit different, but when it comes to shoulders, a lot can fucking go wrong. Who knows what I even means sometimes when I'm asking him to touch my elbows and press my elbows up. He might have kept his hands on my elbows, he might have helped me up all the way through. That could have brought my elbows together, could have dropped the fucking weight on my head. All sorts could have gone wrong. So don't worry about it. If your training partner's not there, live to fight another day, do a bit of lighter weights, maybe more repetitions. That's all you need to do. Stop fucking about in the gym. It's a fucking very, very serious situation, very serious place to be. And I've seen another thing as well recently on Instagram, and it's a fucking friend of mine. If you're watching this, you need to stop fucking do it. Start fucking doing this shit. They're trying 1 rep maxes on dumbbells. Too fucking dangerous, bro. Too fucking dangerous. If you want to try 1 rep maxes, do barbells. I wouldn't advise it for shoulders. I'd only advise it for bench press. But do not fuck about with your shoulders, bro. You've literally got 1 set of shoulders. You've got 2 shoulders or 1 set. You fuck any of them up, your fucking training career, your lifting career, or whatever you want to call it, is fucked. If you fuck your shoulders up and you don't strengthen them in full ranges of motion like I've just done there, you're going to be fucked. Now I lifted, for me, what was a very, very heavy weight, held it at the bottom because I know I'm strong in every single range of motion. Right from the bottom, right to the top. In fact, from there I wouldn't even normally press, but I just did it because I always know I'm stretching in those ranges. Stay safe when doing this exercise. I would say this is one of the most dangerous exercises when it comes to the gym. I know a lot of people say squats and deadlifts. They're dangerous for their own fucking reasons, but this is very, very dangerous. You can fuck yourself up. Just 1 slip here and there and you're completely fucked for the rest of your life. You're going to be fucking having shoulder injuries and are going to be icing when you get home and all that kind of shit. I know people that have got stage 4 arthritis in the shoulders because they've lifted stupid amounts of weight. So stay fucking safe when it comes to shoulders. You don't need crazy amounts of weight to build shoulders. Some of the top professional bodybuilders don't use that much weight when it comes to shoulders. That's it for dumbbell shoulder pressing.